The more that you read, the more the things you will know. The more that you learn, the more the place you will go. A warm welcome to all the esteemed guests and my dear participants to the afternoon session. We are excited to have you all joined us today for the Journal of International Conference on Navigating Metaverse in the Shaping of Future Business. I would like I would like to call upon Subhashri B, our first MCA, to give an introductory speech of our next speaker of the day, Dr. R. Rajakumar.
A very warm welcome to all of you gathered here today. It gives me immense pleasure and honor to introduce our chief guest, Dr. R. Rajkumar, PhD, Associate Professor, Department of DSPS, School of Computing, SRM Institute of Science and Technology, KTR Campus, Chennai. Author, India 2030 book, Honorable Secretary of Institute of Engineering and Technologies. Here's some official website link linked with Wikipedia, LinkedIn, India 2030 book. Dr. R. Rajkumar is working as an Associate Professor in Data Science and Business Systems under School of Computing at SRM Institute of Science and Technology, India. Previously, he had experience to work with for HCL and IBM. He is also working as an adjunct faculty member in Center for Immersive Technologies, SRM IST. He is passionate about training, writing, research and development. He is the author of the book India 2030. He has organized a number of technical conferences in national and international engineering firms. He is invited to give keynote addresses about technologies and skills to various industries and institutions and media. He is expertise in strategy and policy making. His research area of interests are brain-computer interface, artificial intelligence, compiler design, e-learning technologies, AR, VR, MR, and Metaverse. His research work has been published in various international journals and presented in various national and international conferences. Currently, he serves as a secretary for IET Chennai, LN, UK. Due to his interest in Tamil, he writes technical articles in Tamil in Manorama Yearbook and the Hindu Yearbook about emerging technologies. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you for inviting. Shall I start now? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay. Yes, sir. And once again, I welcome for this wonderful day. So we are actually about to learn for the futuristic technologies, especially with the Metaverse. I really appreciate this entire college and also the faculties for organizing this kind of the futuristic technologies in the the MBA and MCA domain. Because in India, there are very few people are thinking about the futuristic technologies. And I really appreciate this kind of the initiative, especially in a Metaverse, because that whenever we are actually plan for the future, our life will be completely safe. So in this manner, we plan for the Metaverse, and surely there should be a very good learning. For each other, and also I will be having this complete, for 1 hour is about sharing of whatever I know it and whatever actually I'm working on it, and also I just seeking for your ideas also. Okay, this is what the context now. Myself, Dr. Rajkumar, I already introduced by your team, and I just want to play this small video clip. Right now, what we are doing the current research. We have created a Metaverse platform to replicate the 2000 years before, whenever the Silapadikaram, actually, I am whatever the ancient actually we have lived, and that kind of a thing we have to make it for the real time. So actually, I have created one of the actors, which is Nayandara, and this is a completely from the metaverse, how she explored that world at the time of the Silapadigaram. So that is I mean, for introduction of this metaverse, even we can able to visualize the ancient time, and then instead of a reading book, we can also live in that period. So this is a small use case I start with. Yeah.
என்னுடைய ரிசர்ச் பாத்தீங்கன்னா
தமிழ்
சிலப்பதிகாரத்தை வந்து எப்படி மெட்டாவர்ஸ்ல வந்து கொண்டு வர்றது. சிலப்பதிகாரம் அப்படின்ற ஒரு பெரிய இதிகாசம். இப்ப இருக்கிற ஜெனரேஷன் வந்து அதை படிக்கிறதுக்கு ரொம்ப கஷ்டப்படுவாங்க. அவங்கள வந்து ஈஸியா வந்து எப்படி ஒரு மெட்டாவர்ஸ் மூலமா ஒரு கண்ணாடியை மாட்டிட்டு அது மூலமா கோவானாவோ இல்ல கண்ணகியாவோ அவங்க வந்து அந்த சங்க காலத்துக்கு போய் வாழ்ந்துட்டு வர முடியும். அப்படின்னும் போது ஈஸியான ஒரு கல்ச்சர் ட்ரான்ஸ்ஃபர் பண்ண முடியும். இந்த ஒரு முன்னெடுப்பு வந்து இன்னைக்கு நாங்க பிரசென்ட் பண்ண நல்ல வரவேற்பு இருக்கு. இதையே வந்து தமிழ்நாடு கவர்மெண்ட்டும் இந்த மாதிரி சிலப்பதிகாரம் அப்புறம் மணிமேகலை இந்த மாதிரி நூல்கள் எல்லாம் வந்து டிஜிட்டலைஸ் ஆயிடுச்சுன்னா அடுத்த வர ஜெனரேஷனுக்கு வந்து ஈஸியா வந்து அவங்களால வந்து அந்த ரிச் ஹெரிடேஜ் கல்ச்சரை வந்து ஈஸியா கொண்டு போக முடியும் அப்படின்றது என்னுடைய கோரிக்கையும் கூட.
Just a few months before, the Tamil Nadu government has conducted one of the conference, which is for Kani Tamil. It's about after 20 years Tamil computing conference. It was conducted in in Chennai. There we have presented our the research. So I just introduce myself about this, and then I will go for the actual agenda today. So initially, many speakers have spoken about what is the AR and VR. I just move for the if you are attending the first time, I'm just give us some small introduction about what is our senses. Human, we have 5 senses, we have a 6th sense also, but 5 senses physically, 6th sense is completely a brain. And so far in VR and metaverse, we have used auditory as well as the visionary. And right now, just we have launched with the haptic also. Haptic means touch and feel. But still, there is a space for the virtual reality, for our sense of the smell and taste. So since there is a very big gap between the only 3 auditory, I mean the auditory, visual as well as the these 3, I mean the haptic only we have touched in metaverse. So we have one more. 2 more sensors, actually our human sense into the smartphone sensors. Smartphones having a lot of sensors, and among this we have a GPS, a light sensor, and a barometer, compass, gyroscopic, and accelerometer. Whatever the sensors we are having it, according to that, the smartphone also having the sensors, and from that we can able to play our applications. Like just taking the GPS alone. GPS is a very good sensor, because from the GPS we can able to do it the e-commerce application and hotel chain and food joints and auto industry like Uber and all taxis, and weather application, social media sites, and parking assistant app. So these are the things we already done it. Why I have taken only this GPS? GPS is already a metaverse technology. It's about 10 years we have already launched the metaverse technology, because we call it as a digital twin. Wherever we are in a world that is completely simulated world, we are there in our car or bike, whatever. So that's a completely in the simulated world. We have doing the distance, how much distance we have to travel, and how much we can have a multiple routes for to reach the destination, and everything we already explored it. Already we are using it. So metaverse is not a futuristic technologies. It's already there. We are already using it. I just want to confirm this with this GPS. And also we have nowadays everyone having a smartwatches. In the smartwatches we have a accelerometer, magnetometer, and everything we are having it. From that we can actually simulate a complete virtual human. Whatever the heart rate, we can simulate the heart rate of the avatar, and whatever the oximeter, we can simulate the complete avatar. Which from this our own data we can make it the cloud, and from the cloud we can deploy it, and then we can able to make it for virtual avatar also will be the same. And HMD. Now this is actually I'm going for the core concept of head mounted display. And I think you can, if you see my video, you can see that this is the kind of head mounted display. So we have a gyroscope and accelerometer, and 6-axis, internal interior sensor and temperature sensors. And even though, now it's only more than 6 sensors only we are having right now. But in future, there are many sensors can be added, just like even the smell also can be the sensor. And for the taste also will be the sensors. And even for more, number of sensors for, we should not, make any difference between the real world or virtual world. So that kind of the things actually we are going to have it in future. And evolution of HMD is about 60 years of technology. We actually in our technology era, we call this as VR and AR. It's about 10 years old. No, it is actually from the whenever the display is found, that time itself there is a research is going on for the head-mounted display. Right now we are having it Apple Pro as well as the Meta Oculus 2. Oculus 3. Nowadays, actually, Oculus 3 also there. And Metaverse, is it for future? Yes. Metaverse is for future and present also. So whatever we are using the, computer and also with the, touchpad or whatever, still we can use the these two technologies, whichever the computer and mobile, and whatever the application actually we are using it, the same sensor can be used in a Metaverse technology in the name of head-mounted display. So everything can be replaced by the head-mounted display, and then we can work on it using Metaverse. Yes, still Metaverse is the future because we can have a completely immersive view, and mobile apps are developed. I mean, Metaverse apps and VR apps are completely developed, and it's also some of the apps are under development. And even healthcare and entertainment and education, also for entertainment. So there are many apps already there in the market, meta market, and still it's a very good time to develop any number of mobile, I mean the meta, I mean HMD, head-mounted display apps. Evolution of VR, I just want to small give an introduction. Yeah, it started with 1983 with a stereoscope. From that, now 2023 and 24, and it's a history of the augmented reality. Probably many speakers already spoke with this. And one more thing I just want to make a stress here. Yes, every day, probably in a classroom, every time they may be experience the virtual reality. Physically, we will be present, and mentally, we will be something else. So that means in a dreaming, actually, we will be experience the virtual reality, right? So that's the same way how actually we can mix it with our dream as well as the virtual reality. So how actually we can visualize the dream, it's a kind of the semi dream as well as the virtual reality. Then we can completely visualize the dream. So that's some research is already going on. Even though if you are sleeping also, some kind of the, maybe you may be experienced it. Whenever you are in a semi-sleep mode, some noise is appear. No, that noise will be there in your dream also. So that kind of the things actually it's possible nowadays. And also, yeah, NASA is actually right now. They have start with the Metaverse platform. They can completely simulate the space station, and they first of all they have to experience the space station with the zero gravity, and then based on the training. If they have worked good, then they can go for actually the actual place. So this is what the NASA is actually trying it. Actually, it's what a very good success. Yeah, and also the have taken this for the 3 things Metaverse in future of work. This is what actually today I have taken the topic. Excuse me. So one is for the training, and one is for the hiring, and another one for working. These are the 3 things actually we need to have in Metaverse. Already some of the initiative was already going on, especially we will see for the only first training. For the training in the sense, it's not a training about, everything is a real time. Because now the multinational companies they are working with a different time zone. They are working with a different location. It's not possible to always connect with everything in a real time. And then they have to work with the collaborative mode. Sometimes even the Zoom meet or whatever the meet, sometimes only a device only will be connected, not the man. So in that sense, it is a time to move for the metaverse, because whatever the actions actually we are doing it right now, that will be replicated as our virtual avatar, and then that virtual avatar will be represent behalf of us. So that makes sense for the training also, especially training with the industrial, because the first time they are operating with the machineries. They don't know about the kind of any machine. Instead of doing directly with the operation with the machineries, some of the machineries in automobile industry or any other industry, from lakhs to crores also. So in that sense, a new employee, they cannot work with that kind of the machineries. They need a special training. So in that training, we can do them using metaverse or virtual reality. And then after they have got experienced, then they can then they can able to work with the actual real time industry. Even for a lathe, from the lathe machine, from the welding machine itself, from the big machines like medical machines, everything can be simulated by using virtual reality. And also for, yes, for training, not only in this machinery training, even for the skill development, the way how we have to communicate, the way how actually we have to speak for clients. So that's kind of the, even the body language also matter. So in that sense, we can give the training. And also for the learning, new things called new skills. Yes, you already explored it, especially in education. They want to learn a new skill. Maybe whichever the technology newly coming, that skills, as well as some kind of the new products, some kind of the new software, because the right now the softwares are very costly. So if he wants to install it, per mission, per license, we have to make so much of money. So nowadays virtual products also available. Virtually we can able to transfer it, but instead of that, they can use their own software by using a metaverse also. That is also possible. And also learning, in the technology, learning new technologies. For example, the SAP as the new technology, we don't teach in our colleges. If we want to teach something like a ERP or CRM or whatever the new software comes for the operation, they have to do it by using metaverse, and then they can assessment also, because nowadays the assessment is the big issue in this virtual environment, because the ChatGPT is there and Google Gemini is there. So the people cannot be trusted whenever they are going for assessment. But VR and this metaverse technology, we cannot see. Other than that, we have to focus on completely with our display, whichever using the HMD. So it's not, we are completely connected with the real world. So there won't be any kind of the malpractice can be happen. So they can easily can be done with the new skills. I mean, learning can be perfectly can be done. Yeah. And also the new languages. The learning a new language is the biggest skill, because whenever we have to learn a new languages, book itself is not enough. We have to practice it. We have to speak with the third person, whichever is completely unknown to us. So in that scenario, we can able to speak with the virtual environment without any hesitation. We can speak with them, and the tips also will be appear here, and we can able to communicate in various scenarios, because we cannot completely study from A to Z. That is not possible. If you want to study for A to Z for the Japanese or Korean or whatever that new language we want to learn it, that's not possible to learn it from the scratch to high, because that will be very much very scenario based. We actually apply when you're traveling or hotel or restaurant or kind of any right there like railway station or airport. So there only we have to communicate with the other person. And also, yeah, restaurant. So because we are not familiar with their language, we are not familiar with their foods. So before going for any country, we can able to communicate with this metaverse platform, and then we can able to do it for our learning skills of a new language. Yes, now actually I am come to the core, which is hiring. This is very much important for futuristic MBA students, because in this pandemic situation, everything completely gone for a virtual mode. Actually, I plan to come over there, but we have a Zoom so that I am speaking with that. But really, I don't know how many of you actually attending this effectively. So that kind of effective is the sense, right? That kind of effective, we need to make it for the virtualization with Metaverse, because whatever the action actually we are doing, wherever we are looking it, and what actually our even though thought process, I will tell you how about the thought process and all in later my slides. But actually where actually we are looking at, whether we are smiling or we are confused or whatever, in a real time, that will be replicated in our avatar also. Hiring, we have three things normally. One is the technical and group discussion, and also the human resource, I mean HR round. And technical, yes, the program also, the compiler can be integrated with the Metaverse. They can program it without any laptop or desktop. They can do the programming in Metaverse platform itself without seeing Google, without seeing a ChatGPT. So we can actually filter, then we can actually filter there based on the real talent. We can filter it. And group discussion, how before going for the group discussion, they actually simulate the group discussion. They can practice it. And instead of the real time avatars, we can practice with the virtual avatars. We can make a crowd, and from that we can able to discuss with the group discussion. And finally, human resource round. Actually, I have applied for the job called Meta. Meta is a Facebook company. There, I just simply I applied. I'm not, actually seriously I've applied for the job. But anyway, in that, they have told that to choose our avatar. And from that avatar, the HR also one avatar, and myself also one avatar. Based on my characteristics, they want to choose avatar. So what is our age group or like that? I have to choose my avatar. And from that only, I can interact with the HR person. No need of a real camera. So based on the expertise and skills, only I have to choose my own avatar, and then that can be interact with the HR person. So the interviews also, it is possible completely with the Metaverse platform. Why still it is not implemented? That may be your question. It can be implemented nearly whenever we are facing with another lockdown. Yeah, because the 5G is already enabled in most of the cities in India. If we have, I mean, I am praying no should not be any lockdown. But if it is a lockdown, surely the Metaverse forcefully will come to us. Yes, it's happening. Many kind of even for the communication in business communications and this kind of the requirement, the Metaverse is already happening. 2021 itself is a the news articles I am just sharing. And how to prepare for the future. The interview with the Metaverse, make sure that we have to use the virtual technology headset, whichever the new headset, or it's virtual reality headset is a costly, but it's a fully functional virtual reality headset like this Meta or Apple is a costly. But we can use this kind of the device, which is we can use our smartphone, and from the smartphone we can able to communicate just like a virtual reality headset. The smartphone we can interact with the small, insert the smartphone, and then still we can have the feel of not exactly 100%, but you can able to make it for a 90 or 80%. We can able to communicate with the Metaverse platform. Okay, if we couldn't go for a 3D kind of application, we can have our own screen, just like a gaming also, we can able to communicate with the Metaverse platform. And nowadays, I just taking the so 1 hour I have to finish it, right? Okay, a lot of things we have to discuss it, so that I realize that I am some of the hurrier. But anyway, we have a lot of time to discuss also later. Yes, nowadays Gen AI is the very good platform. Still it has to mature, but using a generative AI, we can able to do it, new creation and new customization, and also according to our own need, we can make the localization. Because based on our language and based on our tradition and based on our actually current need, we have to localize it. So these three things can be happen by using a Gen AI with the Metaverse. We can completely do the simulated environment, whichever we can simulate any kind of the environment by using Gen AI. Because nowadays it's possible, we can type it by text, and then we can generate like this. We can generate the images, nowadays we can generate the 3D model also, and also the audio or music, anything we can be generated. And yeah, I have generated 2 images, which is the left side, the monkey, that's what generated, and right hand monkey also I was generated by just typing, only 2 or 3 lines of typing, no need of coding here, only by typing we can generate it. So through that, we can able to completely create a 3D ambience and virtual avatar, and even all the assets in the 3D world, and then completely we can able to use it by using Unity or Unreal platform, and then we can able to make it everything from the scratch. We can able to complete it by using GenAI platform. Still, it is, I mean, the GenAI is a very new platform only, but in future, maybe 1 or 2 years, that's completely can be done with the customization. The next one, actually, gaming. Why I need to speak about the gaming? Since actually we are already talking with the work, gaming is a part of the life for the new Gen Z people. Without gaming, they cannot survive because they have to always create their own dopamine in their brain. So then the gaming is also important because the many faculties are not realistic. If they're playing the game, we'll scolding them. No, it is needed because of the stress buster and everything. But how to make a game with the good applications, with a good learning, and gamification is needed. So Metaverse is also one of the good platform for making a game in a real-time interaction with other players, and also making some adventures and compete with each other and hang out with the virtual world together. Because through the gaming, we can able to make it anything possible. And also we can create a clothes, weapons, or anything by creating a GenAI. GenAI coding, we can able to create a new kind of the 3D models, and then we can using it. So now, by using a game or game engine, how actually we can using that game engine to be applicable for the Metaverse? One is, see, nowadays there are 2 kind of the tasks given by the corporates. One is task assignment, which is completely shooted to you, and you have to, you will be assigned for some task, and based on that, whichever the time, allocated time, we have to complete it, and then we have to report to the higher authorities. And another one is announcement of the open challenges. Nowadays, a hackathon and ideathon and many things already going on, because it's not kind of always can be task assigned to the person. It is impossible. Even for a hiring also, some of the tasks, I mean, some of the challenges already, it's completely given the open challenges. Whomever have solved it, they can able to hire for a company. So in that way, we can able to do it by using the same Metaverse platform. They can give the task, whichever the task they have to complete only in the Metaverse platform, and whichever the challenges they have to do it only in the Metaverse platform. So that, but it is the gamification. It's not the work. It's not the job. It is a kind of the gamification method. They have to solve it. For example, in a banking, a transaction, if you are, meet with the bankers, so they have the separate method how to check your balance. I mean, nowadays, actually, we are not visiting the bank. But even though if you have any anything to, reason to visit the banking, there are some applications in the banking application. They have to do it one by one, step by step. So that banking application, they have to create, by using gamification application. Then if they complete the gamification, it should be awarded, they have to make some rewards. They have to award some rewards. So then they will be very interested to work on this, because the benefits of the gamification, why the students are playing games? Because it's a fun and engaged, and also if you are fail in a game also, you will be getting some rewards. But in our education system, we are not giving marks if they failed. But in a gaming, it is possible. It is the only rules. If they fail, if they are not cleared with the level 1 or level 2 also, still they are able to benefit with the rewards. So that is the thing is needed. We always should not give any kind of the, every time we should not give a rewards in terms of the money or in terms of the hike, salary hike. But we need some kind of the simulated, some kind of the stimulation is needed in in our working atmosphere also. So in this, whatever the work can be assigned, so after the completion of it, we will be giving some rewards. So that is the in a gamification it is possible, so that whatever the tough work actually right now actually we are doing it, instead of the work completed, no, or completed with these rewards. So that makes sense. And yeah, batching and achievements. Once in online learning, there won't be any batches. 5 years before, whenever I completed my MTech, or that time, I don't have any batches. But nowadays, the students are having a lot of batches. Even for a completion of the good grade, no, they are getting 5 batches. So now already the implementation of the gamification is done with the actual learning as well as the online, MOOC learning. But it should be implemented in a day-to-day task for the faculties and students, for the companies, as well as the office workers. So then they can actually fix their goals, and then based on the progress boss, because we can set the destination, and this is the starting point, and from that to that they can able to travel based on some kind of the progress bars, and then they can easily focus on whatever they are working on it. Especially in a research, we are not finding anything, destination. We have to set the destination, and then we have to work on it. So this kind of the platforms are helpful to make this, currently we have to set it, and then we have to focus, and then we have to work for it. And the rewards for the company competitions, yes, nowadays the company, each and every company from Google to whichever the company, they have actually, conducting some of the competitions, and they have to engage the, they have to retain the employees. That is needed as a HR policy. They have to retain the employees, not only by giving a salary alone. So this kind of the rewards is needed, and especially in a metaverse platform, it is easily possible with the lower cost. So that makes sense. So yeah, this is a strategy. I mean, conducted by the Talent LMS platform. Now 89% of the employees who use the gamification at the work will happier, and 89% again they are feeling more productive, and 78% of the company of using gamification company are more desirable, and 83% of the employees use the gamification work or motivation during the training, because especially in the training, the motivation is needed. Metaverse platform, we can easily do the gamification, because in real time, if you do the gamification as implemented by the human, we have to repeat it. We should not be always with the same energy. But if we are implementing the metaverse, whenever they are having a free time, they have to repeat it a number of times. That is also possible. So that the gamification using metaverse is easy to do it. Also, the receiving end also, that is highly accepted, and highly they can receive it. So next generation of the wearables, I'm just going beyond the metaverse. Yes, there is a need of the augmented reality and mixed reality and virtual reality, and along with that, we have to simulate the real world to the virtual world, as well as we can create a new world also, new universe. That's we called as a omniverse. So that is also possible. And yeah, right now the Ray-Ban is working with the Meta platform. They have introduced a new glass. Through that, no need. I mean, the sensor is already there. The display only is needed. And from the simple sunglass, we can able to visualize our Metaverse platform. Yeah, it's about a year or 2 years. It will be released, and everyone, those who are able to afford for the Ray-Ban, they can also experience for the Metaverse. And also the next variables, in the sense, I have to talk about the next generation of the virtual reality and metaverse technology. It's about a BCI. What is a BCI? BCI is the brain computer interface. So we have communicated with the eyes, we have communicated with the ears, we have communicated with sometimes with the touch. So these three things is already there. But if you are directly communicate with our brain, that is easy, right? So no need of external sensors. If we are directly communicate with the CPU, then it is easily possible to make any kind of the application. Actually, my PhD is about the brain computer interface only. I have a sensor. From that, we can connect whatever my thought process, and based on that, my ambience or what kind of the music I prefer, what the mood I am right now, and not completely my thought process. At least whether I am low or high, or my thought process, or whether I am motivated, or I am maybe dull, or I may be sleepy, or so this kind of the complete mood sync can be taken from the brain computer interface with the electrodes, and from that we can able to compensate with the virtual reality. So I just show one more thing, which is this kind of the wearables can be used for the robotics. Whatever we are doing it, the same kind of the thing can be do by the robot, and also we can actually command the robot by our thought process. We can do the entertainment apps, that is also possible, and virtual navigation. We want to navigate with any kind of the platform, that is highly possible with the navigation, that is also possible. And the home control, yes, the elders are there. They want to switch on the lights. They have to stand up, and they have to switch on the lights. Yeah, now the remote also possible. But even though if you have the brain computer interface device with the headset, they can see the light, and then the lights will be on. They have to focus on the light, then that can be on. And also the rehabilitation. See, in medical, there is a very good platform, the rehabilitation with the healthcare. I mean, with the technology, because by using the technology only, rehabilitation can be very much effective. By using virtual reality and also augmented reality and these kind of the sensors, rehabilitation completely can be effective and completely can be customized. I actually have my own company that's called VIIMS. From that, I do the virtual reality based exercises, and it's a prescribed exercises to the paralyzed patients. So through that, they can able to interestly they will be doing it by the from the using virtual, because they won't disturbance with the external world. They will completely focus on that. If they move for 50%, we will be increase the effective. We will be increasing the about 70%. So they will be getting highly motivated. And these are the next variable technology companies. Even we know that NeuroSky and even the Elon Musk introduced their own neuro platform. But I'm focusing on only with the non-invasive wearable technology, not with the implanted with our brain. So non-invasive, which is directly simply we are connected with the external part of our body, and then we can able to communicate with the brain. I mean the computer. So that is easily possible. And the next variables for any kind of the games or kind of a communication, or to make themselves which a comfortable atmosphere, and then we can able to communicate with their brain, and it is possible to make it comfortable, and they can engage with the content, because the generative AI also there. So whatever that was, for example, if you want to hear A.R. Rahman song and Ilayaraja song, so if you see only the A.R. Rahman, then your thought process, the pattern will be already trained. So based on that, the whichever the song is latestly from the Ilayaraja or A.R. Rahman, it will be played. So, for example, for the person identification, 4 pictures will be shown, and whichever the picture you already known to you, so that will be having some good spike in the using the brain computer interface from the electrodes. From that, you can easily the other people will be knowing this person is already known to you. So especially for the medical and memory kind of the applications, and also for this kind of the VR games. So it's very, very good possibility. And for any medical professionals, I'm really actually I'm very much interested closely working on the real-time scenarios and use cases in this domain. So these are the platforms we already working on it. That's called a wearable tech by using a Metaverse. We have created the e-garments, which is having a multiple sensors. And from sensor, these are my students. It's a multidisciplinary project we have done with. And it's from the garments we have fixed with the sensors, and the sensors can be replicable by using in the Metaverse platform. And from the platform, they can able to I mean, their their virtual avatar, it will be replicate their own thing. So no need of switch on the camera. So their virtual avatar will be there in front of the doctor, and doctor will see the examine based on the sensors, and from the sensors they can able to communicate by the voice. So it's really good for the women's safety, because no need of switch on the camera. As well as here we have a method, we should not go for the doctor places. The doctor virtually will come to visit our place, which is our home, and the patient as well as the home, whichever may be in our family. So among that, we can able to interact with each other with the doctor, and then the doctor can be prescribed. And then I'm just talking about the futuristic. It's not a present now. So the doctor can be suggested based on that, and then the examination is done. So this kind of the platform actually we have worked, and we have a simulation. The prototype model for this project. And yeah, right now it's about 10 minutes we have a time. So I am open for the discussion. Anything you want to contribute, or anything you want to discuss, or any kind of feedback and all, because I'm more giving for your suggestions only, so that can be the good learning can be happen. Now floor is yours. So anything to be discussed, or any feedback? Any feedback or anything? Because I purposefully given for 10 minutes of only for the feedback and questionnaires, because I have given a lot of insights and a lot of technologies and a lot of things to be discussed. Whether am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah.
So I have a question, sir.
Yes, please. Yes, ma'am.
After 10 years, what will be job opportunities in Metaverse, like by using Metaverse, sir?
Okay. Yeah, ma'am. Actually, not for after 10 years, ma'am. Even after 5 years, after 5G, if the 5G is implemented everywhere, then no need of travel, and every job probably based on the head-mounted display, price of the head-mounted display, the every job can be converted instead of our physical laptop or mobile. We can using the head-mounted display. That is possible. But same way, I have to tell one thing. It is not recommended for even for the mobile phone usage. It's not recommended for the more than half an hour. Okay, by seeing the mobile phone screen, it is not good after the more than half an hour. The same way for the metaverse or the virtual reality technologies also. But anything is limited, so we have to use maximum 30 minutes, and then we can take a rest, because eye can be strained. Because we cannot see naturally, we cannot see the 15 centimeter below objects, but there is a lens, we are seeing the below 15 centimeter. So that actually there is a physics also behind that. So only the half an hour, whatever the task we can able to complete, we can complete by using metaverse, but we need some rest as a human. So that's everything is possible, man, for training. And for the, but only entertainment is should not be go for the VR, because entertainment means they can spend more time on this. So metaverse platform, I should not recommend entertainment for the metaverse platform. Other than that, every productive application, it's good. Hope I have answered.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
So you many people, many have you may have doubts, or you may not be understand whatever I told. So that is the, this is the time you can speak out, because if you don't speak out, that won't be answered in your lifetime. I also getting learning from you. what is the cost of the hardware, sir? Okay. Okay, there's actually I am looking for some of the questions. From that I can answer it. Yeah. Sponmail Karthik is asking what is the cost of the hardware. I already told that this kind of the mobile based hardware, so we can insert our mobile and then we can able to use it just like this. Yeah, we can able to insert our mobile inside, and then we can able, because mobile, I already told that mobile phone having a lot of sensors, gyroscopic, and every mobile phone having the every say maximum 8 to 10 sensors. So that is possible to make the cost effective VR and virtual I mean the metaverse platform. We want to experience on it. Yeah, that is the one way. The other way is this kind of the headset, which is it's a product of the Meta, which is a origin of the Facebook company. Now it's renamed as a Meta. So in this kind of the headsets, about 1 lakh. But if we have a Meta in a Quest also, I mean this is a Quest 2 and Quest 3 is about beyond that. But Quest 3 is about 30K. Now it's completely reduced. Start with 75K. Now it's only 30K. And yes, there is a very big opportunity for an Indian like us. We can create our own head-mounted display. Why actually we have to look for a product from outside India? We can create our own product because we know that what are the sensor actually using. We know that there is a LED, LCD, LED display. We have our IR camera and everything is here. Why we can, buy everything from outside? Otherwise, we can create our own headset. That is possible. What about the sensors? Yes, I have given the answer. The sensors are gyroscopic sensor and for IR sensor and camera and nearly there are 7 sensors are needed for the basic technology. The mobile phone has all the sensor whichever we are using for the VR headset.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Punta from VIIMS.
Hmm.
What kind of impact do Metaverse have on education in future?
Impact in education, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, see, nowadays the education is completely student centric. I mean, it about to go for the student centric, but it's not the student centric always. Actually, still, we are the faculties. Actually, we have it's a one to many communication like that. Sometimes it goes, but whenever the education go for the student centric, it will be a great opportunity to learn everything new. So in that sense, Metaverse is a very good technology to go for the student-centric approach. For example, we can actually path with a customized path. See, for example, if you are studying your book, and if you are watching a movie, watching a video lecture, but if you are studying a book, anytime you can open the book, you can read it, and whenever you are free or whenever you are able to open the book, you can open it and you can study it. That's a customized. But static means lectures or classroom. Classroom is not the completely static, but video lectures. The video lectures, yeah, you can pause also, but sometimes we have to completely finish it within a time. So that can be completely not static. I mean, we have to go for the dynamic thing, which can be done with the customized way of learning. So I tell you a simple example. Many of us will be learning at only night time. So some of them are learning only at the early morning. So this is a learning style. The learning style actually redefined by using a metaverse platform. That can be redefined. There are many learners like auditory learners or visual learners or kinesthetic learners. So these are the learners are they having their own learning style. So based on that, any kind of the learning platform can be designed and they can be customized and then they can able to learn it. So simply I can tell the learning outcome will be same, but learning the way how they are learning is different. So that is the actual use case of the Metaverse platform. Any other questions? Hope you may have answered your question.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, ma.
This is Nigel. From your point of
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you properly. I'm sorry. Can you repeat once again?
From your point of view, what are the steps to be taken to reach metaverse in rural areas?
What are the
Steps to be taken to reach metaverse in rural area.
rural area? Okay. See, nowadays there is no kind of the rural area or urban area because everyone, the digital literacy is nowadays everywhere. Because after the COVID, we cannot differentiate between the rural area or urban area because it's a people, right? The people and infrastructure, especially in India, the communication technology and as well as the road communication connectivity and everything is almost the same. Because maybe 30 years before, maybe we have the differentiate between the rural and urban, but nowadays this is the Kalam vision, right? So whatever the we are, enjoying with the benefit of the in terms of the communication, in terms of the technologies, the rural area also they are actually enjoying it. The Geo is that's the biggest platform, right? So even IPL, whether the IPL is watching by village people or not, IPL, from mobile, they are watching or
Yes, sir.
watching, right? So that is the things. So there is no any kind of the barriers, but there is a small thing which is the speed of the communication, maybe the speed of the whatever we call it as, maybe the speed of the learning or whatever. So in that sense, metaverse is the good technology. They have to make the learning and everything with a minimum time because the effectiveness, because they can focus on a single thing at a time. For expert, especially in the learning, we have to focus on a single thing. Then only the learning can be happen. So it's not a multitasking. The learning should not go for the end with the multitasking. We have to focus on a single thing, then complete, and then go for other task. So in metaverse technology, it's possible, but rural areas, some part it can be some time is needed to make it actual compete with the urban areas. Yes, but still it is possible. Very, very minimum variation will be there. Got it?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Hope my time is over, and I'm really. If any other questions, please. Especially from the faculties and experts, I want to know your views as well as the feedbacks.
Sorry to disturb, sir. There is question in the chat box, sir.
I'm sorry, I couldn't get you, ma.
Sir, there is questions in chat box, sir.
Yeah, I am seeing the chat board, but I think I have done with that questions. Okay. When you are using these products, we didn't cause any high defects or any other problems, sir. Yes, yeah, eye defect, not eye defect. Sometimes it may be when for dryness of the eye, because sometimes we have to see the screen, and even though it's a very less distance, so that may be the problem with the eye dry. So that I used to tell that make it everything with a minimum time. So maximum we have to use for the 30 minutes. Even if you see the actual advertisement of the Apple Pro, their timer is actually running. So whenever we are start with the using it, so the timer is start, and 29 and 28 like that it will go and 0, and it automatically turn off. So like that the Apple is designed. Still the Meta is not yet designed that kind of thing, but it is very easy application only. Sometimes we can set the alarm and then we can use it. That is possible. Hope I have answered. So I keen interested for the next speaker also. So if possible, we can conclude the meeting. Shall I?
Hi, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
That was a truly an impressive presentation. We are grateful for the time and effort you dedicated in sharing your knowledge with us. Gentle reminder to everyone.
The feedback link will be posted in the chat box shortly. Kindly to fill the form to receive your e-certificates.
And
I will.
yeah, one second, ma'am. Sorry. I'm really thankful
Okay,
for
sir.
the organizer, and I wish you all the best for every speakers. And especially, I just want to make a small conclusion. Whatever the technology will be always newly will be coming. Nowadays, we are speaking about the metaverse. Maybe after 10 years, we will be speaking about some other technology. But as a human, we have to see for the what is the technology we have to use for the business use case. That is very much needed, and the technology won't be completely enough. Learning technology alone is not needed, I mean not enough. You have to learn the business from the technology. Okay, so that is needed, and wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, I would like to call upon Kavya EV of First MBA to give an introductory speech of our last speaker of the day, Dr. Sunil Buttada.
A very warm welcome to all of you gathered here today. It gives me immense pleasure and honor to introduce our esteemed chief guest for this occasion, Dr. Sunil Buttada, Professor and Head, Srinidhi Institute of Science and Technology, Hyderabad, Telangana. Dr. Sunil Buttada has completed his BECS from Pusad, Amaravati University, Amaravati MS, M.Tech Software Engineering from JNTU, Hyderabad. He successfully completed his PhD in the area of data mining topic modeling from JNTU, Hyderabad in the year 2017. He gained experience as systems engineer from Indian Rayon and Industries, a Birla organization, for 3.5 years during his formative years. In his teaching experience spanning for more than 24 years, he has published 105 research papers, out of which 33 papers have been presented in reputed international journals, where 21 are Scopus indexed journals and 3 in Taylor and Francis Journal. 7 papers have been published in international conferences, 6 in national conferences, and many more. One of his research publications, IPv6 Adoption in India, was awarded as the best research paper, honored by Technology Research Dubai. Awarded Best Faculty in SNIST since 2005, which ranks him high in popularity charts. He plays a key role in assessing the various inspections like NBA, AFRC, NAC, accreditation committees visits to the college. He has to his credit over 15 guest lectures for VICA, data mining and big data analytics, information security, etc. Presently working as professor and head for IT department. Dr. Sunil successfully conducted the placement drive and brought Amazon, a very prestigious company, to SNIST. He plays a vital role for placing the BTech students in reputed MNCs and guide both BTech and MTech students in getting internships in software industries. Currently, he is guiding 3 PhD scholars from PK University. He firmly believes in teaching is one profession that creates all other professions. Evaluated 6 theses of SGBAU Amaravati University. Evaluated 2 theses of RTRMNU Nagpur University. It's my pleasure to welcome you, sir.
Thank you so much. Hope everybody can hear me.
Yes, sir, we can.
I'll just on my camera. Sorry, there is a little adjustment. Yeah, so it was a warm welcome to me, and just now Dr. Raj Kumar has completed the session. So it was a awesome session, wonderful session, where he has shown you the practical device as well. So I'll be presenting my PPT, and more of the topics you may find repetitive, but since the challenge here itself is the topic, which is a very interesting topic, and whatever else we can get out of this is also very important. So give me a minute, I'll just share my screen and I'll start my presentation. Hope you can see the screen.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
So I'll be talking about navigating metaverse. What are the opportunities and challenges for education and industry? So the content should be like this. First, we'll be having an introduction. Then we'll be looking into the history of metaverse, how it works, what are the technologies used, applications, advantages, limitations, and references. So just assume like you are wearing a device and you are watching a movie. Just like if you watch a 3D movie, how things come closer to you. So that's how if a person is wearing this and some wonderful questions were posed, how long can we use this device and all these things. So here we are to see the theoretical part. I'll be just talking about this. So let me start with the introduction. First of all, what is a metaverse? A metaverse is a shared online 3D space where users can interact with each other. And how do users interact with each other? They try to use computer generated objects and avatars. Avatars, everybody knows what is an avatar. You can create your own kind of avatar for representing what is your personality based on your name or something like that. So persons, individual can create their own avatars. So basically, metaverse is something which is shared online, which is shared, and there is an online 3D space, three-dimensional space where users can interact with each other and they can work with computer generated objects and avatars. It's a virtual world that uses the internet as its underlying network. So everything is virtual here, nothing is actual. So there is a kind of thing like now you may ask what is a virtual. So many websites, if you see every website, suppose if a student is trying to find out a very good engineering college in his area or surrounding his area. So what he will do, he will kind of search the engineering college in the internet through uh, any search engine, and then nowadays what engineering colleges and all the good websites wherever you find on the internet, they are placing a kind of section called as a virtual tour. So what does the virtual tour do for you? It takes you a three-dimensional view of the entire campus or the place which you are trying to look into that. So it not only this, now you can see many people are also posting that I have a 3-bedroom house kitchen for which is ready for to be given on rent and all these things. So they try to show you the virtual reality and say that this is how the place looks like, and if you're interested you can connect to that. So that is what is which here. So it's virtual where we can see it from our place where we are sitting. And metaverses are used for various purposes like social networking, online gaming, which is one of the most important application where a lot of metaverse activities are being done, education and training. So they can be used to create virtual worlds that mirror the real world. So it's a kind of, the actual world, what we are trying to look into that. And that is a real mirror image of the real world. Or they can be used to create entirely new and imaginary worlds. So this is about metaverse. Then let us see the history of the metaverse. Initially, everybody know that Tim Berners-Lee invented www. So this started in the year 1989. So metaverse has become the buzzword often recently. But as we know, everyone, in 1989, Tim Berners-Lee has invented www. Then in 1992, a scientific writer, Neil Stephenson, he coined the term called as metaverse. So originally, the term metaverse was coined in 1992 only. And this was a term only to describe some 3D virtual space. So from there onwards, if you just, fast forward to 2022, the metaverse is totally a digital world which has been created by using different technologies like virtual reality, augmented reality, and cryptocurrency and the internet. So this is how Metaverse started. Initially, WW, everybody knows, created in 1989. Then after that, only in 3 years of time, this term was coined by Neil Stephenson. So he coined the term called as Metaverse 3D virtual space. Though then it was not a, very popularly used, or not much was done on this. Then slowly, fast forwarding it from that to 2022, things have changed. COVID has made things to be changed. COVID has helped a lot of people to understand things. COVID has actually, you can say, given birth to a virtual reality space, and everywhere people wanted to sit at home and try to see and explore things. So things have drastically changed once the COVID hit to the market, and then from there onwards, this also gained momentum, and that's how metaverse is a buzzword today. Okay, so however, apart from this, a lot of things have happened in this 30 years, from Philip to second line online virtual world in 2003, to Mark Zuckerberg's 2021 announcement of Meta's metaverse plan. So this is how formally Facebook has been changed to Meta and the metaverse plan. So a lot of things have happened in these 30 years. So this is the history. Tim Berners-Lee invented the World Wide Web 1989. In 1992, as we have already discussed, Stephenson, he uses the term metaverse to describe a 3D virtual space. Roblox, an online platform, it allows users to create and share games with others. This was introduced in 2006. So Roblox is a platform, online platform, where you can create your own games, you can share your own games, and you can exchange games with another, and you can, make use of all of this platform for playing beautiful and wonderful games. So this was something which was created in the year 2006. From there onwards to 2009 and till now, if you see, Bitcoin is one term which has, popularly become a more important term, and the world's first successful cryptocurrency and blockchain platform was created. So this is how this metaverse came into picture, and this is how metaverse has started. So that's really, interesting thing. If you just look into this 4 years, and the four durations of years, 1989 till 1992. During these 4 years in itself, the metaverse term was coined. From there, it took around 8 plus 6, around 14 years, and a lot of interest was shown, and a lot of users shown the interest in playing online games, and other things were fascinating for them. So that's how from there the things have changed, moved towards to cryptocurrency, cryptography, and not cryptography, cryptocurrency, and a lot of things like Bitcoin and other things have changed. So this is how the history of metaverse looks like. Then moving forward, 2014, Facebook acquires virtual reality hardware and platform called as Oculus. So in 2014, the company Facebook, it acquires virtual reality hardware and platform Oculus. Very popular game in 2016, Pokemon Go, a game that has, where every young boy and girl used to love to play this game. So a game that uses augmented reality technology takes the world by the straw. So 2016 was totally, dominated by games like Pokemon Go, and many other games were there. Then in 2021, Microsoft unveils Mesh, a platform which was designed for virtual collaboration across multiple devices. So this was the year where, big company like Microsoft doing a very good announcement and unveiling Mesh, a platform for virtual collaboration across multiple devices. Then Mark Zuckerberg says Facebook's parent company would adopt the name Meta, and he unveils the plans for their metaverse. So this is quite an interesting history of metaverse, how it started and what is it today. So this is how metaverse has started. I'll be taking 1 or 2 seconds pause, assuming that if somebody is asking me a question, I can answer. As I said, Dr. Rajkumar has beautifully explained the concept with the device also. So I know things are repetitive, but even still, if I could be of any help for answering some questions, I would like to do that. If no questions, I'll be moving forward. Thank you.
So, may I ask a question?
Yes, please.
Sir, do you know of any successful use cases of metaverse in India and Indian context?
Successful use cases are in many areas. Like if you talk about education sector, for example, you are planning to do some activity on education sector. Suppose there is a famous quotation telling that if engineering college is going for autonomous, their anatomy will come out, right? Similarly, if I want to know the anatomy of any particular animal, how will I do that? Or suppose a user wants to know much about what kind of architecture he is drawing, how it is going to look like, and what is the shape. So as of now, I can say that in education institutes, people are using on a trial and error basis. Nothing concrete has been come into the market where you can say that, okay, you can use my product. So if you go to a fabric shop and you want to have this one, so those things have come up in shopping malls here. There is a shopping mall in Hyderabad where they're using metaverse. They're asking you to have that, headset and try to work on that. So kind of things which are experimentation is going on, research is going on. And once it comes with full-fledged activity, no doubt it will, like be a very big storm coming up and all of these things. Particularly now, most of the devices which have been seen, those are either very not in the reach of common man's hands, and they are quite expensive, as Dr. Rajkumar was explaining, 1k 1 lakh and 28k and all of those things. So practically people are using it very less, and it's not up to the mark, but a lot of things can be done. Suppose I want to plan my classroom allocations for coming years, or I want to make systems work according to my timetable, and everybody should know. So a lot of things are there. So all these things can be connected. And suppose if a student comes to my college, I was very much impressed. One person, he came to my college. That was his first day. He was searching for the room of the HOD, and he was walking all around 2 kilometers, and he could not find the room. The evening, same day, he came up with an app telling that, sir, this is your latitude and longitude, and I've built up an app where students can just go through a map, and they'll come and reach out. Then he came after 6 months, and he said, sir, why can't we use this with an augmented reality or virtual reality? We can physically show you the things here. Right. And then he also came up with an idea telling that we can show the computer hardware architecture or computer hardware with some kind of concept of virtual reality. So as per your question goes on, what I understand is this is something which is not very well used. It has been launched by big companies, but the smaller range people are still yet to explore that.
Thank you very much.
Thanks. So current state, metaverse is no longer confined to the realm of science fiction. It has already become a tangible reality. So thanks to the advancement in virtual reality, augmented reality, blockchain technology, and artificial intelligence. So if you see here, this is a combination of 4 topics: virtual, augmented realities, blockchain technologies, and AI. So companies like Meta, which is formerly Facebook, Epic Games, Microsoft, and Roblox, they are leading the change in creating immersive digital platforms that serve as the building block of the metaverse. So that word immersive is the key word here. Immersive digital platforms that serves as the building blocks of the metaverse. So Meta's Oculus VR headsets, for example, they provide users with some immersive virtual experiences from gaming and entertainment to social interactions and productivity tools. Epic Games, Fortnite has also evolved into virtual hangout space where millions of users gather for concepts, events, socializing, blurring the lines between the gaming and the social media. This is the current state. And apart from that, blockchain technology, this is also playing a pivotal role in shaping the metaverse, and where you can use digital ownerships, decentralized economies, and interoperable virtual assets. And NFT is a term called as non-fungible tokens. They allow users to buy or sell and trade digital assets with virtual environments. And this is also creating new forms of creativity, entrepreneurship, and value creation. So this is the current state of metaverse. What is digital asset? Anybody has any experience of digital asset? Have you seen digital gold in the trade market? Right. So digital asset is kind of thing which is virtually visible to you, but actually it is not available. Right. So digital gold scheme has been launched by government. So what it does, it takes the current price of whatever the asset you are trying to purchase, whether it's gold. So digital gold is the current price of gold is taken, and your digital currency is used to block that digital gold, and whenever you want to sell, you can sell. So it's a kind of, we are not purchasing any gold there, but it's a virtual gold available for you in your account, and that's how you can work. So that is a kind of thing which is happening with the current metaverse. Right. 5 years from now, it's poised to be for exponential growth and innovation in the next 5 years. We can also expect to see a proliferation of interconnected virtual worlds. Please have a kind attention here. Interconnected virtual worlds, platforms, and one second, experiencing platforms and experiences catering to diverse interests and industries. So like IoT is Internet of Things, where you connect many things together. Here, virtual world will be interconnected. Virtual reality will become more immersive, affordable, and accessible, driving widespread adoption across customer, consumer, and enterprise markets. Augmented reality technologies will be enabling us to have seamless integration of digital content into the physical world, and we'll be having some real-time experiences with virtual overlays and information. This will be becoming increasingly social and collaborative with virtual gatherings. You might have seen a lot of things, virtual gatherings which happened during COVID, conferences and events revealing their physical counterparts in scale and engagement. Businesses will leverage the metaverse for marketing, customer engagement, employee collaboration, and creating new opportunities for monetization and growth. So a lot of things are going to change. Apart from that, advances in AI and machine learning will enhance the intelligence and realism of the virtual environment. Virtual assistants and avatars will become a commonplace, providing personalized assistance and companionship with the metaverse. So avatar is, kind of individual person's logo, what we call for a big company, you have a logo. So individual persons seeing the avatar, you can identify. There's a saying that, humans are very good in remembering images rather than text. So whenever we see one logo, we can say our attention goes directly to the logo, telling that, okay, this might be this company. Amazon has an arrow at the bottom which directs from A to Z. That is nothing but a company which sells everything from A to Z. So there is an arrow at the bottom. Similarly, every company has their own logo. Why it is like this? Because humans are very good in remembering, images rather than text. And similarly, avatar is a kind of thing where, you can create a kind of attraction, and people will be attracted to look into your avatar, and they will remember, oh, this guy is this one. So that is kind of thing what we are seeing here. And also it represents a transformative shift in how we interact with the digital technology and each other. And as business analysis, it is essential for us to stay informed about the evolution of the metaverse, understanding the history, current state, and the future trends. So by embracing the opportunities and challenges presented in metaverse, it can help us, not only individuals but business also, to navigate this new frontier and unlock the full potential of innovation. And this is very much important in the present digital age, because everything is digitalized. So things have to be digitalized, and obviously this is going to be a very good transformative shift of how do we interact and see. And you can even see most of the banking websites, they physically tell you what is happening. Suppose you are like, if you talk about any bike taxi, so if you have heard about Rapido bike, so that's a kind of, over the years, if you see how their app has been changed, you can physically see, you can sit at your home and see a person coming to your place, when is he approaching, what is the time required. So all of these things are something which attracts the users, and that's how important is the transformative shift going to happen. So how we can leverage our analytical powers to navigate the complexity of metaverse and drive business success. Right. Then understanding the virtual ecosystems. So just as we can analyze traditional business ecosystems, we can apply similar frameworks and methodologies to dissect and understand the dynamics of virtual ecosystems within the metaverse. So there are a lot of things. It involves mapping out interconnected networks of virtual worlds, platforms, communities. Also, you need to identify who are the stakeholders, and also analyze the flow of digital assets, interactions, and transactions. So ecosystem is what? The system which allows you to take control of the entire system, and there should not be any lapse in the system to be failing. So I should create an ecosystem such that everyday day-to-day activity should go on smoothly. So at 9 o'clock, the person should come and he should do this work, and then 10 o'clock, this is scheduled. So kind of things which have to be done appropriately at the accurate time. So by conducting an ecosystem analysis, we can gain insights into the structure, strength, and weaknesses of virtual environments. And then we can identify opportunities for collaborations, innovations, and growth. So this also may help us to assess the interoperability of virtual platforms, also to evaluate the scalability of virtual economies and identifying potential points of friction. Next is, how do you analyze the user behaviors? Understanding user behavior is very essential for optimizing user experiences and driving engagement within the metaverse. So as a business analyst, we can leverage data analytics, user research, and behavioral analysis techniques to uncover patterns, preferences, and pain points among virtual users. Once you analyze user interactions, navigation paths, and other metrics like engagement metrics within the virtual environments, we can also identify what are the enhancing chances for usability, personalizations, and accessibility. So, like, you can conduct an alpha beta testing, usability study, and take surveys to gather the feedback and to iterate on design improvement. So this is how do we can analyze user behaviors. When you are users are using this, how do you connect? How do you conduct the analysis? Moreover, analyzing user behaviors can provide valuable insights into customer preferences, purchasing patterns, which is very important. Today's world, everybody wants to know how to improve the purchase. So, you know, uh, if you go to a shopping mall, people try to purchase things, and when they purchase things, they decide that when I go to the shopping mall, I will spend only 5k rupees, for example, but he ends up with spending more than 6k, 7k, and other things. That's all because when a user purchases something from a shopping mall, and based on his, purchases, there is an understanding and there is an algorithm which understands the buying buying patterns or purchasing patterns of the users. So that's how things are, kept together and sold to the customers. You buy a toothpaste, a toothbrush also is there. So kind of, this all are the habits which are understood by different algorithms. And in the reality or in the virtual world, if you see a burger on an advertisement, how big the burger looks, but in reality, the burger is, half of the size. So, but I'm just giving an example. So that's how these things can be giving you a valuable insight. Yeah, please. Okay. So these behaviors can provide you a valuable insights into the customer preferences, purchasing patterns, and social dynamics with virtual communities. This information can inform managing marketing strategies, product development decisions, and community management efforts within the metaverse. So there is a topic called as association rule mining in data mining and data warehouse that exactly looks into the purchasing habits of the customers, and based on that they try to keep the products together so that the person next visit he should come and buy more products. Right. Identifying market trends. Just as we monitor market trends in physical world, we can even apply our analytical skills to identify emerging trends and opportunities within the metaverse. So this may involve tracking user adoption rates, performing growth metrics, virtual asset markets to identify the areas of growth and investment. So all of these things are used to identify the marketing or the market trends. By staying informed about emerging technologies, industry developments, and regulatory changes which are impacting the metaverse, we can help businesses to anticipate market shift and adopt the strategies accordingly. So this is about identifying market shifts. And finally, driving business insights and strategy. So ultimately, our goal as a business analyst is, if you talk about into the metaverse, is to translate data and insights into an actionable strategy. So it's a kind of, suppose if you are a business analyst and you are trying to look into how I can increase my sales, or how my market can be good with increasing the sales. So this points what we discuss are the actionable strategies and recommendations for the business stakeholders. So by synthesizing information from virtual ecosystems, user behaviors, and market trend, we can provide valuable guidance and direction for businesses who are seeking to navigate the complexities of metaverse. Okay, and this is about driving business insights and strategies. Now, how does it work? Let's have a look onto this. It's a network of simulated digital environments within its main focus on social connection. Just try to use this definition, compare and contrast with the working of IoT, Internet of Things. Here it is network of simulated digital environment, simulated, which is not virtual. It was a simulation device. So network of simulated devices within its main focus of social connection. So it uses persistent virtual worlds, blockchain, and augmented reality to create spaces for interaction online. So this is facilitated by mobile internet as well as augmented and virtual reality headset. So in the metaverse, users have an immersive experience on the internet by generating a three-dimensional image that surrounds them. So this experience is impossible without using virtual reality. So virtual reality is a key component of the metaverse, where users get the experience to both digital and the real world in the same space. Now, what does it do? An immersive experience draws users into an imagined space that permits them to manipulate and relate to the real world or the environment. So it involves a blend of visuals, technology, and sound to deliver extraordinary and engaging world. And the experiences are just like the typical experiences that you feel during your daily activities. So some of them include enjoying a concert, having a offsite meeting, watching a movie, learning with your friends, etc. So these are immersive experiences. The technologies used: blockchain, augmented reality, virtual reality, Internet of Things, AI, 3D reconstruction. These are the technologies used. Everyone knows what is blockchain. So blockchain technology is used to establish the decentralized network of virtual worlds and 3D spaces known as metaverse. So the role of blockchain here is to establish a decentralized network of virtual worlds and the 3D spaces known as metaverse. So anyone can utilize the user-friendly metaverse platform to build their own virtual world or a 3D environment. So it's a place where people can connect in all facets of their life. So this is about blockchain. AI used, and it has the ability of a computer or a computer controlled robot to perform tasks that are usually done by humans, as they require human intelligence. So basically AI is having the ability of a computer or a robot to perform tasks that are actually done by humans and they require human intelligence. So AI is used for avatars, digital humans, language processing. Virtual reality, it refers to a 3D and computer generated virtual environment, either to replicate a real world or an imaginary world. The term VR itself suggests or it says that there should be a 3D and computer generated virtual environment where I will replicate the real environment or an imaginary world, which is created by combination of realistic sounds, images, and other sensations through devices like VR headsets, helmets, gloves, and body detectors equipped with sense detectors. Then augmented reality, this is a live view of physical environment with its element augmented by digital sensory inputs. So that earlier one, it was virtual reality. Okay. So it was virtual reality. You can see like whatever you imagine, you can have a computer generated virtual environment, either to replicate the real world or imaginary world. But here things are different. You have a physical environment with its elements augmented by the digital sensory input like sound, graphics, videos, or other GPS data. So in other words, AR exists on top of our physical world by allowing users to see the actual environment through the screens of their phones, tablets, or by making using of smart glasses and making some virtual changes to it on the screen. So though the cameras of the phone or the tablets, through the cameras of the phone or the tablets or smart glasses, the apps can put an overlay of the digital content. That's augmented reality. Then 3D reconstruction of Internet of Things. 3D reconstruction is the creation of 3D objects in the virtual spaces. IoT is basically the interconnection of everyday things via the internet. So it involves intelligent connection of devices, home appliances, vehicles,
Sir, kindly unmute, sir.
can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what I was talking is the reconstruction and IoT, which plays a major role in Metaverse. IoT is something which is basically the interconnection of everyday things via internet. So this is especially important for Metaverse as it could be vital in translating and converting accurate data from the physical world to the digital world. So what IoT devices do, they capture things, and from that data is being transmitted from there to the digital world, from physical world to the digital world. So suppose if you are jumping a signal, what time, what date, and which particular number plate has been identified, who was crossing or violating the signal. So all of this data is converted from image, then converted to digital content and been sent. So similarly, IoT is very important for us here to work on Metaverse. So this helps us to translate and convert the data, accurate data from physical world to the digital world. So steps should be taken to protect this interconnection through safeguards and from in case of cyber attacks, etc. Right. Now, Metaverse is not a new concept, but due to recent advancement in VR and AR, virtual reality and augmented reality, apart from that, AI, blockchain have brought it closer to the reality than ever before. So it is envisioned as a shared virtual space that is going to be persistent, interconnected, and immersive where blurring the lines between the physical and digital worlds is quite possible. So in the metaverse, users can socialize, work, play, create, and transact with others, all within a seamless digital ecosystem. Right. So I'm just trying to see the applications of metaverse: healthcare, education, real estates, military, manufacturing, gaming, banking, and finance. Advantages would be immersive experiences, better social interactions online, new business opportunities, and lot many from online learning and education improvements to gaming and social medias, etc. Limitations are quite a few. That's privacy issues, protecting our kids, health concerns, access inequality, etc. So this is about the topic. Now, if some questions are there, I'll be more than happy to answer. What would be a case study to be describing this augmented or virtual reality? Can anybody tell me the difference between augmented reality and virtual reality?
Can I place a guess?
Yes, sure. Welcome.
So virtual reality would mean when everything is virtual around you, and augmented would be infusing that virtuality into the real world and somehow, kind of making it more interactive.
So do you mean to say that there is physical interferences in augmented reality? Virtual reality is totally virtual. That is understood. That's understandable.
Yes.
Okay. For example, suppose I go to a restaurant where I try to order food. Things come with different ways. The food is delivered by a train, or it is delivered by a robo or some kind of thing. So that's augmented reality, correct?
Yes, and if you can see the food right in front of you before it is being prepared,
Correct. Yes.
and then you can choose what you want to add or remove from there.
Right. So as very well told by Sudhanshu, that's actually what happens. We get fascinated by new ways of things happening around us in the world, and we say that, oh, this place has a train which delivers you the food, and this is a place where you can see robots are delivering you the food. So that's a kind of thing where, as I said, so you make people to attract based on the new kind of technologies being used, which are actually combinations of all of these 5 technologies which we have just talked about: augmented reality, virtual reality, IoTs, AIs, and blockchains, and etc. Yeah. Somebody was asking something. Anybody?
The question is at the chat box, sir.
Oh, I didn't see that. Sorry. Yeah. What is the purpose of to include the blockchain concept in here? See, blockchain concept is totally for cryptocurrency, as I talked about one topic called as digital asset. So digital asset cannot be created just like that. You have to use blockchain technology, where you can create digital gold, or persons buying digital ornaments, and the same thing is which is a virtual asset for you. So for that we require blockchain.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah.
what the cyber security risks associated with the metaverse? Can you explain like what
It's
are the
totally
cyber
kind of digital content as so your data which is been converted from your physical form to digital form, right? Whatever may be the data, not only related to financial this thing, but data itself is the currency for us. For an information technology analyst, what is the top currency for you? Your data itself is a top currency for you. So data itself is the currency for me. So suppose as we were discussing IoT device which are converting your physical data to digital data, and digital data goes on uh, to some place, and that has been misused by someone else. So that's a bigger problem. That is the important threat what we have, cyber security data. So knowingly or unknowingly somewhere you press your credit card and that data has been converted, and that's one disadvantage of this technology which has to be explored more.
Thank you, sir. I
Yeah,
have one more question, sir.
yeah, please shoot.
Implications of metaverse on healthcare and wellness of students, sir. What will be the implications?
Good questions. Implications of environment, right?
No, sir. Implications of metaverse on health and wellness of students, sir.
Health and wellness of students. Okay. Nice question. So how will it help? See, you can create, when you are using an augmented reality, you have unlimited prospects in healthcare. Like it can be developed in a way that goes beyond human relationship between a patient and a physician, or things can be more easy, and which we have seen during our COVID. We just used to present ourselves in the camera, in front of the camera, and we used to tell doctor that this is what is happening, and things this is how it is going. So uh, it's kind of trying to see things in different environments and different uh, you know conditions. So uh, this could be one of the prime examples. Like medical students can engage lifelike simulations of surgical procedures or patient diagnosis, and then they allow them to practice with some refined technologies and techniques, and this can happen without putting real patients at risk. So this is something which can be possible. Okay, one more question. Let me see this.
Sir, can I ask you a question?
Yes, please.
Sir, I am currently involved in a research project where I'm identifying the barriers to metaverse adoption in industry. Now, I have a few successful use cases from abroad, but from India, it's very difficult to get the data. So, can you suggest me how do I go forward with this dilemma
No, that
of
depends on
really?
what kind of things you are willing to do. See, nowadays, a lot of things are happening. Synthesis imaging, synthesis data is coming into market, where
Okay.
actually you need not go to, like one student was there who was working on crop disease. Then in the first year, 6 months he spent on the, in villages and in the farm to just collect the data. Then once he did his PhD project, then he thought of starting a synthesis imaging process. So he actually converted 1 lakh images, or he created 1 lakh images within 10 minutes of time with synthesis imaging. So that depends
Okay.
on what kind of data set you are looking for. Now, if it is a medical data set, it is going to be, absolutely you need to know the accurate data. You cannot just play with the data. And that depends on what kind of field or technology you are working. So if there is a chance of little error is also allowed, your accuracy is like say 95 to 98 also is acceptable without any problem, then that scenario is different. You can replicate the data, create the data, and you can have your own IoT devices which generates physical data and you convert it into digital data. So that totally depends on what environment you are working. If it is, as I said, medical healthcare data, very delicate, very important data, you cannot play with that. Another data you need to explore.
Absolutely. So I just wanted to clarify that my industry is about consumer behavior. It's about marketing. So it's about industry.
That's
How,
always dynamic, right?
yeah, absolutely.
So dynamic, there are two ways. What you can do is you can have 5 years of history of data and try to see and predict what things are happening in the coming year
Okay.
and try to match with the actual data. So for example, suppose you are working on a project which you want to show the profits of April 24. So what you need to do, you collect 5 years of previous data, analyze that,
Right.
predict the results, compare with the actual results. If both are matching, same thing you can use for the next unseen data.
Right. Sounds interesting. Thank you very much.
That actually helps you. That's why I said totally depends on the things what you want. If you are looking for an accurate data, like I cannot take risks with my medical report or medical data.
Right.
There is no chance of negligibility there. So I cannot at all touch that data. So I have to use whatever data I get actual data. That's what those are actuals. But these are predictions. Predictions are based on history data. In history data, some data might be missing. We fill the data by doing pre-processing techniques. So chances are there that I'll be lying in a threshold of 0 to 1 or whatever I have. So that is how it should work for your work.
Right. Pretty insightful. I'll probably get back to you if I have any queries.
Sure,
Thank you so much.
Sure. Anytime. So if no more questions, I'm done for today. Thank you so much for inviting me here. Though I know this was a kind of repetitive thing, but yeah, it's a new topic, an interesting topic. So that's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We are grateful for the depth of knowledge you brought to this session. Gentle reminder to everyone, the feedback link has been posted in the chat box. Kindly do fill the form to receive your e-certificates.
Thank you. Bye-bye. And if anybody wants to get in touch with me, you can just check on my LinkedIn profile. And I know this short duration cannot be helpful for explaining everything. Maybe as Sudhanshu was suggesting that I am available offline as well. Any sort of help from my side, I'll be more than happy to help you guys. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you so much. And I'm signing it out now.
So nice of you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks and bye-bye.
Again, gentle reminder, everyone. The feedback link has been posted in the chat box. Kindly do fill the form to receive your e-certificates.
So good evening all. Today's session got over. You can fill the link and generate your certificates. Tomorrow by 9:30 you have to be online for the tomorrow's session.